Welcome to Matthew and Biblical Theology, part of Bryan College Upper Level Bible elective for this semester. I wanted to take a moment and look at a feature in Matthew 1 that has to do with the 14 Toledoths of the Bible. And if we look at the text, in English, we get something like this. These are the generations of the heavens and the earth. This is the book of Adam, Noah, Shem, Ham and Japheth, Shem, Terah, Ishmael, Isaac, 2 for Esau, Jacob, Aaron, Perez, and then the book of the generations of Jesus. And what strikes me right off the bat is that there seems to be, well, a couple of things strike me. One is that when you put all these together, there are 14. And you may remember from the genealogies that Matthew is dividing the genealogies into 14 sections. So this could be his attempt to present the book of Matthew as the 14th Toledoth in the Bible. This is what it looks like in English. When we look at it in Hebrew, the parallels are a little more striking. You can see they all have this Ela Toledoth, except the first one, Ze Sefer Toledoth. And we're dealing with two different languages, of course, but Delitzsch, I think, recognized this when he retro-translated the New Testament into Hebrew to mimic this is the book of the genealogies of Jesus. And if you do that, you can see that there does seem to be something going on with these Toledoths. And the same thing, if we look at it in Greek, you can see that the Septuagint translator tried to mimic the second one, book of the generation of the Toledoth, book of the generation of Adam, and the Septuagint translator took Adam in the sense of mankind. And then when you come all the way down, you can see Biblos, Genesos, Anthropon, Biblos, Genesios, Jesu, Christu. So you've got fallen mankind and then perhaps redeemed mankind, or starting of a new humanity in the person of Jesus. There is the question why Matthew leaves the definite article off. Of course, in Hebrew, you don't have the definite article, but you do have the demonstrative Ze Sefer. So I don't know. I do think he's trying to connect the two, and given that he's doing the 14 in the genealogies, it makes me wonder if there's some kind of 14 involved here. It is interesting when you look at the Toledoth, and we'll just come back up here and look at this in English. When you look at this phrase, these are the generations of, well, what is this word Toledoth? Well, in Hebrew, there is a word yeled. Matter of fact, let me just pull up BibleWorks and we can see it. So Genesis 2:4 will be Ela Toledoth Hashemayim. This word Toledoth, let me see if I can pull up the parallel words. This Theological Dictionary Word Book of the Old Testament is great. You can see that they're relating this word, Toledoth, to this word, Yalad, or Yeled. And that, perhaps you can hear it when I say Yeled and Toledoth, perhaps not, but in Hebrew, the Hebrew language works off radical roots, and so that Yalad root has to do with having a baby. In fact, most people, when they learn Hebrew, that's their mnemonic device. A woman yells Yalads when she has a Yeled, and it gives you a way to remember, okay, this is that childbirth word. Well, the odd thing about Toledoths is that there's a question how they work in the story, and it seems to me that in the story, what you have is introduction of material, and then this is what that material produced. And so the most striking one is here with Noah, where everyone's guilty, everyone's under God's judgment. And then you have the statement, but Noah found grace in God's eyes. He found not what he deserved, he found just this mercy from God. And then 6:9, the very next verse, says this is the Toledoth. This is what that mercy produced. Noah was a righteous man, perfect in his generation. So in each of these Toledoths, you have the person introduced, and then they'll take their material and show how that played out in the world. And so we have the initial creation, Genesis 1:1-2-3, and then what did that produce? Well, this is the Toledoth, and it goes right into the Adam and Eve story. So there's connection there. When we have the fall of Adam, this is what that produced, and it describes all of that. And then we have the story of Noah. It's very interesting that you don't have a Toledoth of Abraham. You would think that Abraham would be, in many ways, he's the main character, but no separate Toledoth for him, only for his father Terah. Whenever two members are given, the bad member is always given first. So Ishmael's Toledoth is before Isaac. There is, difficulty here when you have two right together. Maybe it's Edom and the Edomites. Maybe it's a play on the word Adam. Adam and Edom are the same word in a consonantal Hebrew text. You have Jacob, the chosen patriarch, and then you have Aaron and Moses, the priestly line, and then you have the last Toledoth in the Old Testament is Perez, and that's David's line. And then you have Jesus, who comes along, and he's the perfect prophet, priest, and king. So what he's doing is he's taking all three elements. He's becoming the new Israel, the obedient Israel. Israel failed with three temptations in the Old Testament: a bread temptation, testing God temptation, and worship temptation. After they go through the water and into the wilderness, and of course Jesus is baptized, goes into the wilderness 40 days. He faces the same three temptations, only he succeeds. And so we have this story that Jesus is coming to fulfill. And it seems to me that Matthew, in the Toledoths, is interacting with that. But I look forward to hearing from you. I'll put the links below. Feel free to use the handouts, and I hope this sparks discussion. And I'll look forward to speaking with many of you about this. Hope you have a great day.